Hey, good morning. This is Heather at the Hammond Library. We're going to come on this morning and do our teen and adult programs. We're going to mix it up today and do both of them together. And I'm going to show you how to make this really cute and simple and easy clay pot bunny wrap. Okay. The things I'm going to put her to the side. The things you're going to need for this are, you're going to need some fabrics, like burlap or any type of regular fabric, but burlap works best. You're gonna need some jute twine, some ribbons, some pencils and pens, paintbrushes. I did have paint pens, but you can either do black or brown, whichever color you like. Some other paints, white paint for the body and some pink paints for the cheeks. Also some scissors. You're gonna need either some wooden dowels or popsicle sticks for this. Your hot glue gun, which I'm using a low temp this time, and of course some extra ones just in case. And if you want, you can use this for when you're painting your little wooden bead. You're gonna need wooden bead for the nose. You can do something like that just to paint your bead if you like. Okay, well, we're gonna get started. That's about all you need. Now, for time purposes, I went ahead and you can see the inside of the clay pot that's just a simple pot you plant in. Yeah, I said that right. And I just went ahead and painted it white, just for time purposes. All you have to do is just use some of that simple apple barrel paint you can get for 50 cents at Walmart. It might be like 60 something cent now. I'm gonna move them out of the way just a little. After you let that dry, I did let this dry overnight just to make sure, because these clay pots are they hold moisture very well because it's for a pot. For a plant. So just make sure you let that dry overnight if you like. Unless you have like a fan or a heater or something you put around. Okay. So the next step you're gonna want to do is I did the ears first. And what I took with that, and you are going to need a piece of paper just to draw your little stencil out of ear, unless you just want to draw it freehand on your fabric. I took some of my burlap fabric here. Now on this one I used the pink burlap, but on this one I used the brown just to show you. You're just going to take your burlap or your fabric, whichever you like. Now I've already got the big ear cut out. You can see I use my stencil here. And I cut out 4 pieces. Well, I did see where people just use the one-sided, but I like the double-sided because it kind of help hide your popsicle stick or your wooden dowel better. That's the reason why I use double. Okay. Now all you're gonna do is just take your stencil and just trace around it. I've already traced it, so that's not really tracing. I've already traced it, but you're gonna trace around a stencil. Of course, you're gonna need 2 because it's got 2 ears. And take your scissors and just cut out. Now this is the now of course draw on the opposite side, especially if you use this kind of fabric. You can see it's a dual side and the side with a pattern on it. Make sure you trace on the dual side. That way you won't see pencil marks, because this is the side that's gonna have the glue. I'm just gonna cut these out real quick. This is why I went ahead and had some of this cut out. But this is the same principle. You just trace the both of the ears. Like I said, you're gonna, for the bigger ear, part of the ear, you're gonna need 4. With this, you're just gonna need 2, because it's just like the inside of the ear. Okay, I'm gonna set that to the side there. All you're gonna do is then you're gonna take your dowel. I had to use a dowel because you can see the hole in my pot was not big enough to actually fit. I thought it would be, but you can actually sit, if you got a big enough pot, like the bigger pots, you could probably take the popsicle stick or your dowel and actually glue the ear to the side. I'm going to stick a little extra piece down. You can glue your ear and then stick your dowel down there and hot glue it that way. But mine's not big enough for that, so what I did was make sure the end of my dowel, the flat end of my dowel, I measured it out to what I needed. It sounds difficult, but it's not. You just, I apologize. You just need a piece of wood just to hold your ear up. That's all you're needing this for, is just to hold your ear up, okay? It's just so your little bunny ear don't flop down. Okay, so once you measure that, and I just took a pencil and just measured it. You can take some scissors. These scissors actually have that little dip in it, so it actually worked better for me for this. So that's why you see I got 2 pairs of scissors, but you just, a regular pair of scissors will work too. See, and it broke through really well. It didn't take much. Set my pot to the side, and what I'm gonna do is, and this is why I use the low temp glue on this too, because you don't want to burn your fingers, because that doesn't feel good. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue to the side here. Yes, my finger did get on that. That's why I said use low temp. Just rub that off real quick. Okay. Now I'm not going to cover this all the way up. I'm going to leave just a little bit hanging at the bottom. But don't worry, your bow is going to cover that, okay? I hope you can see that. Okay, and I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to repeat this step for both of the ears. Put a little bit on top. To stick your other ear on. Now this burlap, the glue does squeeze through it, so please be careful. Okay. Now I'm just going to go around the edges of my ear just to kind of squeeze them together. Just to basically outline the ear. Just put a little bit of glue on it. Don't take much. Just kind of squeeze that together. Kind of miss the top here. Okay, I'm going to do this other one real quick like that. We're just going to repeat those steps. And also make sure you have extra hot glue, because this sticks. Because it will go through some glue. Okay. Make sure your flat end's down at the bottom of your ear. I'm just going to do it this way this time so I don't burn my little fingers. Okay. Squeeze that on. And like I said, now if you use the popsicle stick, of course you're going to have a better, flatter surface than the dowel. It's just with this being the little pot, because we got these from Dollar Tree, and you can get two for I think $1.25 now. So you can get 2 bunnies out of that. And if I'm not mistaken, they do sell burlap. I'm not for sure. I know this is some of the material we've had Nicole let me use from her crafts. This is just leftover fabrics. So if you do craft and you have leftover fabrics, you can just use that. Okay, ran out of glue. You reload. Okay, just gonna squeeze that. And that's why I said, just use what you have at the house too. Just look, see, because you don't have to have the burlap. It doesn't have to. It's just whatever you have on hand. Okay, now that I've got those done, my cute little pink ears for the inside of his ears, I'm just going to take this, and on one side of the ear, you're just going to hot glue this to the bottom, okay? To the bottom of the ear. Okay, so it's going on pretty quick. If I can get my glue gun to cooperate, we would be done faster. Oh, no. See, I told you it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. Now I got the ear fixed. I see, now we've got 2 bunny ears. Okay. What we're going to do is get the glue off my fingers. And we're just going to take these and we're going to glue these together like this. See, we're just going to glue on there. I'm going to do one at a time. And just put a lot of glue on it just so it'll stick on there. I may have stuck that one a little too far, but it's okay. because we're gonna hot glue them to each other also. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one down. And you kind of want them at an angle because bunny ears are, you know, kind of angled the way they pop up. Okay. Now from the back side here, I hope you can see this. Just take the back of your glue and just glue a little together because this is going to help hold your rabbit ears together. Just stick a little at the back there. Okay. And if I have to, you can put a little dowel at the back too, because I don't know if I put it up too high or not. It just doesn't want to stick with me today. So what I'm going to do with this one, but that's what I said, you can just stick this in the front, cover the hole. Okay. And your bow is going to cover some of this, okay? So what I'm going to do, I didn't have to do this with the other one. I think I just put the dowel up a little too high, but it's okay. You just want a tad bit showing at the bottom. We're just going to glue a little dowel right here at the back of it, and that'll help hold it, okay? And two, it'll kind of just help hold it till it dries. But you, like I said, you won't be able to see it, see? And now your bunny ears are holding up. There you go. Now you got a little bunny so far. You got bunny ears. Okay. Now we need a face. Before I put that bow on, the bow's going to be the last thing I do. I'm going to put the face on, but I want to get them ears on first so they can be drying. What I'm going to do is just take this. I did do this one in black, but I kind of thought it looked a little, like, really, like, bright. You know, I don't know how to explain that, but I'm going to try to do this, and I hope you can see this. I'm just going to take them just some basic eyes. We'll look, make sure I'm evening that out right. I'm going to make it look weird. Okay. So that's all I did was just make 2 circles and then make a little loop in the middle of that eye. And then you're going to color that in. And now you've got 2 little eyes. So you've got 2 eyes. Now I can see. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is get the glue off my finger because it's still stuck there. Okay. Now we're going to do the nose. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your pink paint and you just paint your nose. And like I said, I took one of the little dowels and just kind of stuck on there so that way it won't get it all over my fingers. And it's to let it dry without your fingerprints being on it too. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to judge where I want my nose. Okay, I want it about there. And we're going to take some twine. And I already have some here, so I forgot I had some of this stuff cut out already. And we're just going to make him some whiskers. Because he's got to have whiskers. He's a rabbit. Now some of this is going to be too long, but what I did was I just glued it on. And then cut it to size. Because it's better if you get it on there and just cut it to the length that you want it. I kind of just put me 3 pieces together. It's a little thin, so let me try these. Put me 3 pieces together. Just cut 3 little pieces. That way it'll end up being 3 on each side, okay? Now this twine is a little been twirled up some, so I'm going to twist it just a little. But it doesn't matter if they're even because whiskers aren't technically even. So what you're going to do, he's going to make it look like he's got a mustache so far. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just get a mustache, basically, about where you want it, okay? I'm going to move it down just a little so I can put the hot glue on it. Put right between his eyes, okay? Just right, well not between it, but right below the eyes in the middle. You're going to, and now put your twine in there. And if you need to, use something to push it down on, like with your scissors or something, so you're not burning yourself, okay? Okay. Now we're going to put the nose. Now if you notice, mine's got little holes because this was off of a garland. It's got holes in it. You can either put it sideways, but I found if you put it on top, it kind of helps hide at least one of the holes. Or you can get some that's a little bigger that doesn't have this on it, but this is what we have, so this is what we use on hand. And it was what we had. So now all you're going to do is take a little dab of hot glue and put your nose right in the middle of them whiskers, okay? And that'll kind of help push it down too, okay? That way you don't have to use your fingers on the hot glue. Alrighty. Now if you like the way your whiskers look, you can leave them like that, but I don't. So I'm gonna give them a little trim. Like I said, it doesn't have to be even. I'm trying to do this where you can see it. Just give it a little trim. That one's pretty short, so I'll leave that one alone. Okay. And you can work with your whiskers. Just move them around. There we go. Just move them around so you can see them. I mean, just get them where you where you want them. And if you need to, you could put a little hot glue at the bottom. I at the edges of them kind of flow down, but I kind of like them sticking out 3D. Gives them a little bit more character to it. Okay. See, now you can stop there if you like, and you can have a little bunny. But we're going to embellish it a little. I do need this string though. Well, what I'm going to do first of all is finish the bunny face. I'm going to get some of this stuff out of my way. What I did was, I just took a Q-tip to make the cheeks. You can, let's see, pour just a tad bit in there. Well, I probably use what I got on the paper towel, on my cardboard. You can move the whiskers, but I put the whiskers on first so I could judge where my cheeks need to go, okay? So just take your little, and just draw your little circle. And depending on how big you want your cheeks, and you can just move your whiskers out of the way. I know it's a little fiddly, but like I said, I just did that mostly just to see where I wanted my cheeks. Take your Q-tip, like I said, I hope my hand's not in the way, and just rub your little circle. That's all you gotta do. And if you want, you can take the other end, take your white paint, shake it up a bit. And there's usually some at the top of that lid. Just take you a little, not enough today, but usually there's some, there you go. You don't need but a little because I'm going to make my little eyes, because that's why I want to let my brown dry a little. And just put your little dot right there. I don't know if I shook that up enough. Put your little dot right there in the middle to make your little eye, okay? Just let that brown dry just a little, but it's a paint pen so it doesn't take long. See, now you got eyes and you got a mouth. Okay, so let me move this out of the way so I don't spill it everywhere. Okay. Now, this should be the rest of your mouth. Take your, right where your nose is, draw your little line down. See, there's your little line down. And then there's your little smile right there. Half smile. And another half smile there. And there's your little bunny. Now if you wanted to be a Mr. Bunny, you don't have to put the bow. But we're going to make ours a Mrs. Bunny. So we're going to put a bow. And I don't make bows very well, so I like this technique I found called a messy bow. So all you do is, what I did was took the fabrics I used in my crafts and just made me a bow. I took strips of the fabric and I just cut it. You're going to lay it upside down in just like a crisscross motion, crisscross fashion. And you're just going to layer it. But start with your smallest ones first, especially if you're doing it upside down. So I think I'm gonna start with my white here. My pretty white ribbon is all sparkly. Because it's Easter, you want to sparkle. Okay, let's see. Do my white, and I got some pink. And I did some of my pink burlap that we had, just to put that in there. If you don't like it, you can always just take it out and just to look at it to see how you like it. Take your strips, and what I did was, the reason why I did it upside down is so I could tie it easier with my burlap. I just took a piece of this burlap string, the strands that come off your burlap, that's all I used. Or you can use your jute twine. The same as you use for your whiskers. And you're just going to tie that up. Okay, now you may have to flare it out some and get it working. Tie this around one more time. Okay. Now I did keep flattening it out because I don't want my bow to be too tight. I'm trying to rush this so my fingers don't want to rush her. They're in the way. Okay. Alrighty. And if you want, if it's where you like it, you can just take you a little bit of hot glue. I'm sorry, my eye just I just put a little dab there just to kind of help hold it all. It doesn't have to be a lot. And I'm going to take this and snip off my excess string. Because you're about to hot glue this anyway, so don't worry about too much. It's going to be hot glued. Now what I did do with my base, so right now you can't really see a lot of it, but we're about to fancy it up. I did take and kind of just each end and kind of just kind of at an angle cut the fabric, kind of make it look like it was supposed to be that way. Because we want to make it look like we meant it to be that way. Alrighty, I'm about done, y'all. And you can make this as many different fabrics as you want, but like I said, I just wanted to use the fabrics that's in the rabbit and make it look more cohesive. Okay. And you can move this around just a tad more. So I said don't put too much hot glue on it so you can maneuver it. Once you get the bow the way you like it, we're going to put her on and finish her up. As my sister likes to say, put a bow on it. It finishes it up. You got to put a bow on it. We're going to just put a bow right there, right here. Make her all decorated for Easter. She's ready for Easter Sunday. Ready to go hide her Easter eggs. Alrighty. Put a little dab right there. Now you can take a piece of your burlap or whatever if you want to finish it and hide twine. I just personally didn't like the way that looked. I like the burlap showing. I meant the twine. You can do that. I don't know if you can see that or not. But y'all, that's it. It's a simple little cute little bow, and you can make this the colors you like, modify it any way you like it. It's just whatever you have on hand. Just have fun with it, okay? Now, next week we'll have some more programs coming to you, and I hope y'all have a happy Friday and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next time.